The night whispered its secrets as I ventured into the heart of the woods, guided only by the faint glow of my flashlight. It was supposed to be a simple camping trip with friends, a chance to escape the stress of everyday life. But as the shadows grew longer and the trees closed in around me, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. We had set up camp near a tranquil lake, surrounded by dense forest that seemed to stretch endlessly in every direction. The crackling campfire had provided a false sense of security, casting dancing shadows that played tricks on the mind. But when the fire died down and my friends drifted off to sleep in their tents, I found myself restless and uneasy, unable to shake the feeling of being watched. I decided to take a walk, hoping to clear my head and shake off the creeping sense of dread that had settled over me like a shroud. As I wandered deeper into the woods, the trees seemed to lean closer, their branches twisting and reaching out as if to ensnare me in their embrace. The path grew increasingly narrow and overgrown, the underbrush rustling with unseen movement. My heart began to race, and every sound seemed to echo through the darkness like a sinister whisper. I quickened my pace, desperate to escape the suffocating grip of the forest. But the deeper I went, the more disoriented I became, the trees blurring into a tangled maze of shadows and confusion. Panic clawed at my chest as I realized I had lost all sense of direction, the darkness pressing in on me from all sides. I stumbled over roots and fallen branches, my flashlight casting feeble beams of light that seemed to only deepen the surrounding darkness. Every rustle of leaves, every snap of a twig sent shivers down my spine, my mind conjuring visions of unseen horrors lurking just beyond the edge of my vision. Time seemed to stretch endlessly as I wandered aimlessly through the night, my senses heightened to the point of agony. Every sound, every shadow became a threat, and I felt as though I were teetering on the edge of madness. Just when I thought I could bear it no longer, I stumbled into a clearing bathed in moonlight. Relief flooded through me as I collapsed to the ground, gasping for breath and clutching my pounding heart. But my relief was short-lived, for as my eyes adjusted to the dim light, I realized I was not alone. Standing at the edge of the clearing, watching me with eyes that glowed like embers in the darkness, was a figure cloaked in shadow. My blood ran cold as I stared into those piercing eyes, filled with a malevolent intelligence that sent a chill down my spine. I tried to scream, to run, but my limbs felt leaden and unresponsive, as if I were trapped in some terrible nightmare. The figure stepped forward, its movements sinuous and graceful, like a predator stalking its prey. It spoke in a voice that seemed to echo from the depths of the earth itself, sending waves of terror crashing over me. "Do you know where you are, little one?" it hissed, its voice dripping with malice. "This is a place of darkness, a realm where nightmares come to life." I tried to reply, to beg for mercy, but no words would come. I was paralyzed, trapped in the grasp of some unspeakable horror from which there was no escape. The figure drew closer, its form shifting and twisting in the moonlight, revealing glimpses of something monstrous and otherworldly beneath the cloak of shadows. I shut my eyes tight, praying for it to be over, but when I opened them again, I was still there, still trapped in that nightmarish clearing with nowhere to run. And then, just as suddenly as it had appeared, the figure was gone, melting back into the darkness from whence it came. I was left alone in the clearing, trembling and shaken to my core, with only the cold light of the moon to guide me. I stumbled back the way I had come, driven by instinct and blind panic, desperate to escape the clutches of whatever malevolent force lurked in the depths of the forest. And though I eventually found my way back to camp, and to the safety of my friend's embrace, I knew that I would never truly be free of the darkness that had claimed me that night in the woods.